taught you that you can continue at Bantam Polly?
They taught me how to kill chaps. I got pretty damn good at it.
They were teaching them how to stop the guys that were trying to take over the world. Well, that's just another example of how people don't know what they went through. Even I didn't really know until I watched these shows. Welcome back to the finale of the Pacific. Quick recap, last episode, civilians, Okinawan specifically, were introduced and how they were used as traps and finding children everywhere. It was an element added to the show that I was not ready for. We got to look at a drafted Marine, a few new characters. Most of them were killed, and after intense, brutal fighting, it looks like the war is over and everyone is headed home. So let's get into this. Before we begin, I do want to remind you that you can vote on what I watch, see full-length reactions, and get early YouTube edits on my Patreon through the link in the description. If not, just make sure you subscribe and leave a thumbs up on this video if you do enjoy it. It really helps my channel reach a wider audience, and I greatly appreciate it. But now, it's time for the show. Let's go.
We were in downtown Norfolk. They were hollering and dancing, and we were right there with them, and it was the happiest day.
By the time you come out, you're not like you were when you went in.
You just kept thinking that you were going to wake up and find it was all a dream.
First-hand account.
Lasted his entire life.
It lasted his entire life.
Dropped some kind of new bomb on the Jap mainland. Killed a lot of Japs.
Man, watching those planes fly off at the end of last episode, it was the most melancholy, bittersweetness, so happy but sad that it happened feeling. I don't know, I'm sure there's a word for it. Very interested to see who those guys in the intro were, though. And the score, I mean, damn.
Thought of all they had done together, and all that they had gone through, both on the fields of battle and the waves of the weary seas.
Great to see Lucky again, reading comics and shit.
It's over!
It's over.
The war is over, and people aren't gonna stop dying. But this militarized fighting is gonna be done.
Have a little VJ day.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
What do we do now?
I'll show you what I'm doing now.
This is the same thing that happened in Band of Brothers. I think it was episode 10 too. Points, drinking, sitting around.
There, you can keep the change.
I ain't touching that. I'd have jumped into Normandy, but at least I got some liberties in London. You got nothing but jungle rot and malaria. Welcome home.
And the crazy shit is that's not why Marines do it. But people are gonna do that out of respect for what they did. And him being in the war, knowing what they went through. Keep your change, hero.
Well, we'll get this stuff out of here first
I
thing.
don't know where we're gonna put it all.
I'll clear a corner and make do.
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's kind of fucked. They put all their, like, stuff in his room. I don't know. Maybe she didn't realize how intense it actually was and thought it was something where, you know, he'll come back. It's just we don't know when. So let's just put some boxes in here. I don't know.
How about I take you to the back of the train? You can show me your caboose.
Yo, what? Come on, man.
1946, the party's all over.
How can you not be friends for life after something like that? I never want to leave these guys.
Got a job lined up in Mobile?
No job, no girl, no plans.
How long you think that's gonna last?
As long as the sheriff lets me.
Damn, so Sledge is really coming back to an open slate. He can kind of do anything he wants. He's not tied into anything. He's not committed to anything.
I recognize you from the photos Johnny sent.
Please come in.
Well, come in.
Yeah, her son's gone, though. Her whole world probably fell apart.
Heard so much about you.
Fa sedere, la signora.
Please, sit down.
Thank you.
This has got to be the weirdest way to meet your partner's parents after they died in war.
I came by because I thought you should have this.
Oh, man, his Medal of Honor, for sure. I get it. They're trying to get us into that feeling of what it's like for people who, when the war ended, their loved one wasn't coming home. It's just a black hole in their lives forever.
No sign of Florence.
Thanks. Doing all you did to keep us from getting our full head shot off.
You're good Marines.
He was their leader on Okinawa, where it was fucking intense. He did the best he could, and they got out of there.
We're almighty proud of you. Proud of all you soldiers.
I was a Marine.
I was a Marine.
That guy you got writing the column right now, he's got no snap.
Shouldn't we talk about salary?
$10 a week raise will do it.
I will give you 7.
I'd have taken 5.
Look at Lecky back in the swing of things.
What are you looking at?
You a Jap? Honestly, because you sneak up like one.
Isn't that the girl that he spoke to before he left in the first episode? I mean, shouldn't he go back to Australia, Melbourne, see what's up with that girl he had that interaction with?
French Quarter. Watch your wallet.
You're really gonna leave without saying anything, Snaff?
I'd like to speak to Vera, please.
And who shall I say is calling?
Robert Leckie, Mrs. Keller. I've lived across the street from you for the last 20 years.
Of course.
Damn, she must really never give him the time of day. The mom didn't even recognize you after 20 years.
Army, huh, Charlie?
I just graduated from West Point.
Congratulations. Too bad you missed the whole show.
Too bad you missed the whole show.
3 years ago, in a miserable part of the Pacific, I was laying in the mud dreaming about a moment like this with you.
You must have been through a lot.
That's an understatement for sure.
Why not Rita Hayworth or Eddie Kramer?
I think I don't know how to do this.
Bob, you're doing fine. This is fine.
Man, after you pulled that move of snatching her from some guy by flexing your service over his, thought this dude would have been oozing confidence.
Can I read them now?
Rain on Cape Gloucester erased every word.
What were they like?
Best stuff I ever wrote.
So in the end, Lecky does get the girl he was pining after in the first episode. Did not see that coming. I thought that was just a girl that blew him off and that was going to be a part of his character. But nope, came full circle.
Good to see you, Eugene. What's with the MacArthur bit?
Huh?
Well, the Mammy Oakham, hop out of the sailor.
Right, he's a smoker now. Everyone that's going to see him smoking now is going to be like, what the fuck?
You're saying that Mary Houston is going to be Mary Houston Phillips.
In the eyes of God and the law, I want you to be my best man.
One of your best friends is getting married. That's some good news to come back to. Pretty sure he served as well. He was gonna knock. And he's like, hold up, I fucking live here. That's right, your boy Sledge made it home. And I kind of figured he survived at the end of this because you guys leave a lot of comments about some of this stuff is from his memoir. I know it might be tough to reassimilate and all that, but it's got to be some sense of calmness, happiness. You're with your family eating dinner.
No.
He sounds like a madman in there. And he's lucky that his dad was a doctor. Even though this wasn't known too much about, he's gonna have some type of basic understanding of the psychological effects of war. I think he even told him from treating people.
There weren't any women in my corner of the Pacific.
You went through the entire war and retained your virginity? Well, your lonely nights are numbered, Gene. Every single girl in Mobile is...
Didn't he just say there were no women out there?
You show up at that ball decked out in your uniform? I don't believe I will ever put on a uniform again. Ever.
Not a lick of sense in you.
I think he just needs some time to get over it. He probably means it right now, but over time, that could change.
You looking to register for classes?
I'm thinking about it. I was in the Marine Corps, miss.
Attend any special schools?
Weapons school. I was in a mortar squad.
Man brought up his boot camp and mortar squad. That's part of his experience.
Had to handle explosives.
Anything in the Marine Corps taught you that you can continue at Bantam Poly?
They taught me how to kill Japs. I got pretty damn good at it.
They were teaching him how to stop the guys that were trying to take over the world. Well, that's just another example of how people don't know what they went through. Even I didn't really know until I watched these shows.
Not a scratch on either of us? I mean, what the hell are we doing here?
That survivor's guilt.
Why did I end up back here when all those other fellas didn't?
Can't find a job, can't find a girl. He just came back. Maybe this leads to him writing his memoir, getting it out, expressing yourself. I think that's why Lecky is simulated so easily compared to everyone else.
We didn't fight for a bunch of greedy strikers.
The country won't survive these strikes.
Too bad we didn't lose the war, then the Japs would have all these problems.
Very funny.
You know what I fought for? Television.
He fought for TV. Looks like he's hunting raptors, man. That hat. He actually has a gun. He looks like he's hunting. Looks something out of Jumanji. Is this a good idea?
Just the two of us in a grand morning.
He's gonna definitely see a Japanese soldier run out of a brush or something. This is not a good idea.
I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize to me, Eugene.
I reckon the dove population's gonna be mighty happy.
Honestly, Eugene, you look like a gangster with those glasses on.
Shit, he kind of is. He's done gangster shit. Let's just say that.
The boy is idle, Edward.
He's not a boy.
Well, he's acting like one.
You have no idea what men like him have been through.
See, and that's what it is. I'm like, why are these moms acting so, like, I would have thought of all, they would have been happy and just that they were home, and they must not know. But the dads are always like just happy to see him. However long it takes, you give him that time. No way, they have actual pictures of him. Earned a PhD in biology, then spent a career teaching. Holy shit. Okay, Sledge. Wow, so he died. Man lived a full life. Correspondent for the Associated Press. Anyone that can come back and have a normal life, you love to see it. See, it's great to hear about people that kept in touch afterwards. No way. Like I said, out of everyone else, he seemed like he just destroyed. And then you read a book written by Sledge 35 years later. Damn, some of these guys I forgot all about. These guys lived until the 2000s. How young they were when they fought. The fact that these were all real people, every last one of them, even the ones that died at 17, we're gonna immortalize you with everyone else. Nice, he's still alive. Finally, someone that's still alive from the show. So I'm assuming everyone here at the end is still alive. Well, maybe not now, but when this show was released in 2010. That's awesome. What a fucking ride. Since this is the last episode, I'm just gonna let the credits run to the end. Fuck it. No pausing this masterpiece. They had to have had the same people work on Band of Brothers that they had work on this. Down to the production assistant, to the key grip, sound effects technician. Be a part of something like those type of shows, it definitely means something. Music so beautiful. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the finale to The Pacific. This series gave us more closure at the end than Band of Brothers, and it got more in touch with what the soldiers were doing after the war, when they came home. reassimilating, keeping in touch with each other, dealing with someone not coming back, or the family dealing with a soldier not coming back. And I don't know if this has a We Stand Together type documentary, but at the end, for them to have that beautiful reflection where they honored everyone and showed what they look like and what they look like currently if they were still living. This show came out about 10 years ago, so I'm sure everyone is passed. If anyone is still alive, that'd be fucking great, because it is important how these shows help us understand wars. There's a lot of things on World War II, but this kind of takes you into the mind crippledness the Marines who fought in the Pacific fighting the Japanese went through. And the first-hand accounts are important to the show, because someone can say in a few sentences what it takes a show a few episodes or a season to do, because it's a real person saying it that actually went through the event. It just holds so much weight, anything they say on the topic. Excellent score, but that's Hans Zimmer, so that's expected. Tim Van Patten, I saw a lot of familiar names besides Spielberg and Hanks. We have a future Best Actor Oscar winner, Snafu, pretty much playing a supporting character on the show ever since he was introduced. A lot of good actors, a lot of people that I see stuff in now. But we can't leave out the makeup artists and the set designers. I hope they got some type of award too. You guys did tell me this was going to be a sappy kind of show at moments. That wasn't even close to balancing out all the brutal and horror that came with it. They did their job though with this final episode, which was showing how the war doesn't end when you get home, and that was mainly displayed through Sledge having PTSD, being woken up out of the night, taking some time to come back, and simply walking through the forest with his quail hunting gun. He broke down, but then they see in the recaps that he actually lived a full life, and even though I'm sure he wasn't 100% again, his kids had kids. He wrote a memoir that came on to become the series. I don't know if you know this series was a thing. No, because he passed in 2001. Damn. But his words were so touching that Snafu, after not speaking to any of them for 35 years, had to get in touch. And Lecky kind of got his job and kind of got back into the groove of things and picked up a girl fast. He was older though. He was there longer and he was writing stuff out constantly. So I feel like he had just a little more introspective on the war. So it was a little easier for him to come back and get through things. Sledge showed us that you need a job. And you not that you need a companion, but that American dream, white picket fence front yard, the wife, the dog, the 2 kids, that was at its peak during this time. Excellent show, excellent characters. Sledge, I hope you won something for this, even if it wasn't like an Emmy or Golden Globe, some type of recognition, because the way he transformed playing the character, he was responsible for some pretty heavy scenes towards the end of the series. He was there for all of it. And last thing I want to say is thank you to any Marine, any soldier that served in World War II in any capacity, anyone that knew someone and came home and helped them get reassimilated or gave them time, because I think that's the main thing that they'll tell you is just be patient with them. Look at Sledge. Eventually, he got back up here. And I'm just going to say this in case you didn't hear it or see it on my last one. I am going to be doing Generation Kill. I'm still going to be recording for the next month, but that's just not going to be on the docket for the next month. I just need a break from like the Pacific and Band of Brothers and war movies and stuff. So for about 2 or 3 weeks, the schedule is going to be loaded, but not with really any war stuff. And then on that 4th week, Generation Kill will be added to the lineup. If anything stood out to you in this episode or there was anything I might have missed, please tell me about it in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed watching my reaction. All I ask is that you leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can also vote on what I watch, see full-length reactions, and get early YouTube edits on my Patreon through the link in the description. You guys are the best. We're a family. You know that. Thank you for recommending this and valuing the show and knowing how important it is, and knowing that my reaction to this is just what this show is meant to do. It's meant to pull you out of your comfort zone. I would never watch something like this if you guys didn't recommend. Never. I wouldn't even watch YouTube clips. But after Band of Brothers and hearing how much this show means to you guys, I feel like we're all that much closer. That's it for me. Until next time, spread peace and love. I'm out.